Okay, so what we're going to describe in this video are some of the longer distance rides you can do from the local Wanaka area for those of you who are after a bit more of an endurance challenge. So we've done another video that covers off on the outlet track, which is a 20 kilometre there and back track. But the next one up from that, for those of you looking for a longer and harder ride, would be the track up to Glendhu Bay along the Millennium Track. So that track is a hard 30 kilometres, because there's a number of climbs that you've got to do as you come in and out of the various little bays along this track as part of Lake Wanaka. And the trail itself is sort of chiseled into the side of the mountain, and as such is a little bit more elevated. So the downside of that is you've got to do a bit of climbing, or the upside depending on how you look at it. But the advantage of that is that there's actually not usually that many people out on this track, so you usually have the track almost to yourself, and the views you get from the track are spectacular. You're just slightly elevated off the lake, so you just get these really nice views out across the lake, especially on a nice day. So if you're after a fairly hilly 30 kilometers as a shorter but harder ride, then the Millennium Track's a really good track to get amongst. The next one you do would be the Hawea Track, and the Hawea Track incorporates a lap of the outlet track as well. When you get round to Albertown here, you go across the bridge, and then you just sort of make your way across this fairly open, dusty area here, down through this campground. And at the base of the campground, you'll see there's a fairly large swing bridge, which you've got to carry your bike over. And then once you get over that, there's two options. You can either go up to Hawea or down to Luggate. If you go up to Hawea, it adds an extra 20 kilometres to your ride. So that's the 40 kilometre total, with your 20 from the outlet and your 20 from Hawea. And this ride's fairly straightforward. It's just contours along the river on the way up to Hawea. At Hawea itself, you can stop and grab a beer or a coffee, and then the return trip back is actually quite nice, because it's just a gentle descent all the way down to this swing bridge. So that's a really, really nice ride. The track down to Luggate adds an extra 30 kilometres, so that would total 50 kilometres with your 20 from the outlet and your 30 down to Luggate. The Luggate track itself, in my opinion, I would class it as a green/blue. There are some sort of areas of narrower single track and looser kind of pebbly, rocky descents that might catch out some people. So just be wary that it's not on the same level as the Hawea track or the outlet track in terms of width and style of track. It is a hard green by comparison. So yeah, green/blue. When you get down to Luggate itself, you'll get to a car park. You cross the car park and then travel along the road for a couple of kilometres, and you'll come down and you'll go across a large metal bridge, and then you climb up the other side of the river, at which point you take a right, and then you can start the start of this Clutha River Track, and you start working your way back along the Clutha River on the upstream direction, but from the southern side. When you get into the vicinity of Albertown, you'll go across a little bridge here, and then you can work your way back around to the bridge at Albertown, and then work your way home along the outlet track. So that's a 50k option to do the 20k's of the outlet track and the 30k's of Luggate. And some people will actually do a 70 kilometre ride day by doing 20k's of the outlet, 20k's of Hawea, and 30k's of Luggate, for those of you who are after a 70k ride. So that gives you a brief outline of the sort of longer distance rides you can do from the Wanaka area. We are actually doing other videos. The Sticky Forest Bike Park video we'll be doing, a cross-country video on Deans Bank and the Hawea Loop, and we've also done a video on the family-friendly riding along the Clutha River Track here. So check those out. I'll put the links in the description, and enjoy your riding, enjoy your stay.